everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I'm going to be telling you why these 7 Commander cards are seriously underrated. Let's jump into it. First up, Walking Atlas. Now, first of all, I just want to point out that not only is this card underrated, but it is undertexted? Let's just say that. A 1/1 creature construct that is also an artifact. It has been errated. It is an artifact as well, as you might be able to tell just by the way this looks. But Wizards accidentally didn't put artifact on it, so there you go. Anyways, for 2 mana, tap, you may put a land card from your hand right onto the battlefield. Now, this is a card that can go in any deck out there. Again, it is a creature that does not have a color, and well, it has an ability that is very much from one specific color. Perhaps the most powerful color in Commander because, well, green kind of has a chokehold on land ramp. That being said, this allows you to take some of that power and add it to whatever kind of deck you want. Again, being able to throw this in a deck that, say, is, blue, all right? Blue has a lot of amazing ways to draw cards. Not a lot of amazing ways to actually, get a lot of lands into play, though. So essentially with this one, being able to go, tap, land into play. Again, land into play, directly into play, not into play, tap, you can utilize that land right away, kind of like giving you an extra land drop each turn. And of course, there are ways to untap this with certain decks out there that have untap effects. You can really take advantage of this and just ramp a ton with this tiny little amazing card. So again, even in a green deck that, utilizes other cards like it, you can utilize this. Or of course, again, a deck that can get a lot of lands in your hand, again, has a good amount of draw, but doesn't have that way to just speed ahead of your opponents. Make sure you consider this one. And of course, I should mention too, there are certain kind of combos too that you can utilize with it as well, like a Retreat to Coral Helm, etc, etc, etc. So check those out and pick this one up. Next up, now this one might surprise you, but Hunted Troll is, in my opinion, a card that is most definitely underrated and deserves your attention. An 8/4 Troll Warrior for 4 mana in green. When it comes into play, you put 4 1/1 blue fairy creature tokens of flying into play under target opponent's control, and you can pay green to regenerate. Now, here's the thing. In a one-on-one format, is this all that good? I mean, that's probably debatable, but yeah, you are giving your opponent 4 1/1 flyers versus 1 8/4, giant troll that can regenerate. Now, with this one, though, you are going to be able to politic because you are in Commander. And in Commander, we can make deals. We can wheel and deal with our opponents, right? And so with that, being able to go, okay, opponent, hey, I'll make a deal with you. I'm going to give you these 4 1/1 flyers, which is a good amount of value to have. The only deal is you can't attack me or block my things with them. You might not be able to get the whole block your things with you, but it depends on how good of a, deal maker you are in Commander. But of course, it is definitely possible that one of the 3 opponents will bite on that, or at the very least bite on not attacking you with them ever throughout the entire game. And so essentially, you are getting 12 total power across 5 bodies against the other 2 opponents. Basically is what this is for just 4 mana. And again, this one can regenerate, so yeah, this is one that can get you some goodwill from an opponent. It can also get you the biggest creature on the board super early. Again, just picture this, okay, turn 2, Rampant Growth. All right, turn 3, Hunted Troll. Perfect. All right, you are able to just get an 8/4 onto the battlefield super early while giving another opponent 4 1/1 flyers that can attack the other 2 opponents super early in the game. And of course, for a power matters type strategy, for a stompy type strategy, there are certain things you can benefit from, like, oh yeah, based on the greatest power, of your creatures, overwhelming stampede style, pump all your creatures. Okay, cool. Or draw that many cards. Okay, cool. Yeah, a lot of power for a little bit of mana, and again, extra politic, flavor in there too. Pick it up. And I guess I should probably mention that all the cards of this episode are less than $1, and also they are in a card list link in the description below. But let's set things up mana value wise with Molten Primordial, a 6/4 avatar with haste for 7 mana in red. When it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, gain control of up to 1 target creature that player controls until end of turn. Untap those creatures that gain haste until end of turn. Being able to go, okay, you know what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. I am going to have this ETB and just, well, threaten 3 of your creatures. And essentially your 3 best creatures. On the board, opponents, hey, I'm getting 1, 2, 3, all the best creatures out there, and now I'm going to swing right away. And of course, this can swing right away too. Now, do keep in mind that this is an ETB that you can utilize multiple times throughout the game. Being able to essentially go, okay, if I'm in any colors that have, blink effects, typically white and blue, cool, I can blink this very cheaply, very easily. Again, like Cloud Shift for a single mana, all of a sudden go, oh, okay, yeah, I get to steal your creatures again. Or again, if you're in black, a Feign Death type effect. Or, of course, you are in red, an effect like a Heat Shimmer, being able to take an extra copy of this, essentially. Or, yeah, with any of them, like a Conjurer's Closet type effect, essentially. But, yeah, being able to utilize that ETB effect again and again and again is most definitely possible for a lot of decks out there. And being able to threaten those creatures, yeah, you can then swing them into unfortunate situations. You can swing them, at the players that you can take out with them. And, of course, you also maybe have some free sacrifice outlets depending on the deck that you have. And you can maybe sacrifice those creatures after you're done with them so your opponents don't get them back. So not only is it a threaten effect, but also a, removal effect too. So yeah, this can do a lot for you. Again, it is a very juicy, very spicy, very amazing ETB. Pick it up. One that is not a juicy ETB, but a juicy trigger that happens so many times. Well, that comes from Tidespout Tyrant, a 5/5 Djinn with flying for 8 mana in blue. Whenever you cast a spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand. Now, this card is just under $1 and is just absolutely amazing and so impactful. Being able to go, hey, you know what? I'm casting any spell, and all of a sudden, oh, bounce that. I don't like it. Any other spell? Oh, bounce that. I don't like it. Of course, there are certain combos because you can actually bounce your own thing. So Soul Ring is a combo, I think, with like anything that's like 0, like Ornithopter, essentially. But yeah, infinite mana kind of shenanigans can definitely happen with that too. But yeah, at the very least, just going, oh, your opponents have some amazing threats on the battlefield. And all of a sudden, you're just like, oh, I cast an Opt. Okay, yeah, get rid of your Blightsteel Colossus. Back to your hand. Thank you. Yeah, have fun recasting that. Yeah, being able to just cast the tiniest spells to get rid of the biggest threats on the board. And then eventually, when your opponents have literally nothing of value left, you're like, oh, guess I gotta start bouncing some lands. So, yeah, this is a card that not only is just a giant stopgap for stopping any of your opponent's big threats, essentially, with the tiniest of cards, but it also can be game-ending and, of course, a combo enabler for you as well. An amazing card. Yes, it does cost a good amount to get out, but of course, for a deck that has, like a big mana kind of deck strategy, or one that can cheat creatures into play, or one that can do some absolutely incredible things once this is in play very quickly, it can absolutely dominate. I love this card. Pick it up. Let's move on to an enchantment, though, with Mystic Barrier. An enchantment for 5 mana in white. Enters the battlefield or at the beginning of your upkeep. Some people forget about that. Choose left or right. Each player may attack only the opponent seated nearest to them at the last chosen direction of Planeswalker controlled by that player. Basically, you are changing the rules of the game. Now, again, if you're playing like one-on-one, no, it doesn't really matter. The card would be absolutely garbage in one-on-one. But in Commander, which is what this card was designed for, obviously, in a multiplayer format, this card is absolutely incredible. Again, changing the actual rules of the game where it says, hey, you know what? I don't ever want to be attacked by that player, or those two players, basically. So I'm just going to say that direction or that one. Again, if the most threatening player is on your left, you're like, all right, let's move left, everyone. We're all just going to swing left, okay? That really puts the player to the left of that player in a very, very, very precarious situation where you are essentially determining players' fates. You are saying, this player's got a really good army. That player doesn't. Cool, we're only swinging this way, so if you want to swing, you gotta swing that way. Of course, paired with some like forced attack kind of cards too can really work with this. That being said, just being able to protect yourself. And again, things change throughout the game. Again, a board wipe happens. Someone gets a bigger army at some point. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you can change the direction. Or, again, in a pinch, if you need to blink this, there are certain ways to do that in white as well. So, yeah, being able to just go, okay, you know what? Looks like your army's pretty spicy now. How'd that happen so quickly? Okay, let's change the direction. So, being able to make it so that, again, you are controlling combat in a way, this is a massive card to do that. And it can really set other players back and set you ahead. And, yeah, it is most definitely worth that for the right strategy. Next up, we've got Neoifor, a source for 2 mana in Simic. As this will cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Search life for a creature card, converting mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creature's converting mana cost. Put that card on the battlefield, additional counter on it, then shuffle your library. Now, that counter is kind of superfluous in a way. It's like, all right, do I really need that extra counter? Like some decks, obviously, that work with counters. Love that, absolutely. Some creatures that you're going to be getting maybe even get benefits from getting that counter on them. Most of the time, though, this is just a 2-mana tutor to get a creature right into play, which is insane. Yes, there is a cost to it. Yes, you do have to sacrifice a creature. That being said, you're going to go get whatever creature you want out of your deck that is equal to that +1. So a bigger creature, most likely. A more valuable creature, most likely. One that is potentially part of a combo that you are literally tutoring for with this. And of course, there are certain types of decks and strategies out there that actually want to sacrifice creatures. But again, the fact that this is literally just 2 mana to tutor up a creature. Again, most tutors that are 2 mana that can go tutor a creature, are really, really good. Like Eldamri's Call, it's like, okay, to your hand. That is still amazing, absolutely incredible, yes. This one says, though, no. This goes right into play. There is a downside, there's a cost to it, but this is a massive upside for you. Again, you might have a creature out there that's kind of outstayed their welcome, that did the thing. Maybe they've got a good ETB, and you're like, okay, you did a great job with that ETB, Mold Drifter, or whatever you are, I don't know. Okay, cool. All right, I'll sacrifice you. I'll go get something that costs 6, and that is more impactful. That, again, the game changes. You need to adjust, and this is a card that helps you adjust, helps you take over the board. It is an absolutely amazing card. Pick it up for just 97 cents. And finally, we started with Ramp with Walking Atlas, and we're ending with Ramp with Harvest Season. Now, this card is an absolute game changer. I mean, it's not a game changer. That phrase is just kind of hard now because, you can't say it. The people being like, well, the game changers list. It's like, yeah, okay, it's a game-changing card that is not a game changer. And no, I'm not trying to say it should be on the game changers list by saying that, okay? But it can change the game, obviously. It's a source for 3 mana in green. Search life to X basic land cards, where X the number of tapped creatures you control. Put those cards on the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. Being able to just go, oh, okay, I play a 3 mana spell, and I ramp by 10 lands. Yeah, that is definitely something that I have seen happen plenty of times with this card. Even if you're ramping by 3 lands with this, that is game-changing for 3 mana. Again, Explosive Vegetation is kind of the normal amount of ramp, right, at 4 mana. Now, there are better versions of Explosive Vegetation, but basically all of them are essentially, hey, go get 2 lands. They go into play tapped. In basics, I should say. Anyways, being able to go 4 mana for 2, this goes, okay, 3 mana, not guaranteed 2, but it is a variable amount that very much, depending upon your strategy, can be an insane amount of lands. I mean, again, how many strategies out there in green are like, all right, I've got a good amount of little creatures on the board. I made a good amount of tokens. I got a go wide strategy, an aggressive strategy. I've got a bunch of, mana dorks in play. Again, it doesn't specify that they have to have attacked, which yes, is a way to tap your creatures, sure. But you could also have again, creatures that have tap abilities like mana dorks and go, okay, I tap all these, I play this. All of a sudden, oh, I go get 5 lands for 3 mana super early in the game. Being able to just use this as a way to, again, either get so far ahead of your opponents that they cannot catch up really early in the game, or a way to really finish things off again where you're already in a great situation. Again, you swung with your giant army, all right? You got 10 creatures tapped. Cool. You play this and all of a sudden, oh, let me go get every other basic land in my deck. And if I get to my next turn, the game is over. Of course, I should mention landfall strategies love this as well, that have, a go white aspect to them. There's plenty of ways to make creatures with, rampaging Balos type cards with, go wide strategies with landfall. So being able to go with this and go, oh, all the landfall triggers in the world, thank you for 3 mana. Yeah, you can really set yourself up. You can put yourself ahead. You can dominate the board. Harvest Season is amazing. And with that, this episode is come to a close. Make sure you comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.